Hello, Collective. Welcome to the channel. It is November 5th, 2025, and I'm back with another break time message. So, a little growly one was talking about virgins. You know, these low vibrational, growly, animalistic type beings, they're promised virgins so that they can level up their lineage. That was the old cycle. They're very angry about virgins. The magistrate appears to be virgin-like due to celibacy and a pure, loving heart. They're asking about designer clothes. We've got masculines out there wanting to target her, and they want to know if she's into designer clothes. Putting on airs, spending money and stuff. A big voice is saying that he likes this one. She's got control of herself, she's strong, and then a younger one said, uicide? So they could be wanting somebody, gathering a group of people to do an uicide spell on her. Some kind of a magical sacrifice. They may want to fake an uicide and dnap her, harvest her memories and her energy, and then replace her in this covenant, this rainbow covenant that she has with God, to put it into a copycat and control it. They believe by consuming her that they will be just like her, according to the curator of human life force vitality and energy. They may be trying to create the illusion of such anyway. They're saying if they sanitize her, she won't remember anything. So they're talking about deleting, erasing this magistrate's identity, putting her into, what do they call that? Amnesia. They want to give this magistrate amnesia and then take over her identity. This divine feminine is already in union with another. She has been enfolded into a new family tree. She has a rainbow covenant with the Most High God. She has been brought together with her kingdom spouse personally by He who rules over the land of Trine, the land from which she hails. These ones want to harvest her essence and identity and remove her from the scene, replacing her with a copycat, deceiving her kingdom spouse, hijacking their union, and then eventually getting rid of him also. They want to erase this magistrate's memories of those that she has already pledged herself to, and then run her, drive her, use her, puppet her, and abuse her in the face of those that she has already loved and pledged loyalty to. They want to use her powerful energy to harm those that she loves, wearing masks as her and downloading a script, driving her mind like a puppet. They mentioned Israel again. Now, I'm thinking centuries ago when they first unalived her and told her to practice what you preach. It started there. I just found out the other day that the patriarch Abraham is considered to be the spiritual founder of Judaism, Christianity, as well as Islam. The term Abrahamic religions describe them. It seems like a divide into separate and different religions, and why would they mess with people's minds like that and then create a need to fight about it? It sounds like stupidity or intentional, what they perceive. Genius. Somebody is talking about this magistrate and her kingdom spouse as though they are predators. And a female asked them, well, what if they are golden? And I can tell you they are. Okay, this magistrate went down into one of the deepest and darkest holes. She stood there and she felt the presence of those who dwell there surrounding her. And when they got close to her, she emitted out two pulses, two very big bands of golden light. It was so dark down there that the golden bands of light were swallowed up kind of quickly, but there were two very big bands of golden light that emitted out of her body and then moved out into this darkness. So she is golden, as well as her spouse, her kingdom spouse. I would suggest researching what I have just said here before you buy into this masculine story about them being predators. He's trying to find helpers to attack them. Some masculines are saying that she has to be registered a Democrat. It sounds like they want to offer her a position, to hook her, to contract with her, but they actually have the intention of sanitizing her mind, erasing her identity, her memories, and purpose, her mission, while puppeting her and using her as a transmuter of dense energy, because they know that she is a super generator. She's got the eternal life of youth. They want it for themselves, and it's pledged to another family, another group. And these meddlers have been keeping these two people that have been joined in the spirit by the Most High God. They've been keeping them apart for centuries with in the 3D. By interfering with copycats. They snatch this woman up, they give her a job or something, and then they take her aside, and then they erase her memory, and then they harvest her, and then they put it into a copycat, and then they place this copycat into the masculine's life. It's identity theft in the worst way. And once they get her into the masculine's life, they then replace him also. These people are moving against actual royalty. God has brought them together in this cycle, and this is not just a game. I do pray that these ones who are moving against the actual royalty, trying to keep them apart, that they would be annihilated rather than be permitted to sanitize her mind again and replace her in her covenant. Absolutely. They want to continue trapping and harvesting this energy, dressing up in it and pretending to be it. The fake is proper, it's scripted, it's protocoled. You have to do things just this way according to your master, your puppeteer, the head, whatever, right? The true royal is in the mix with the people. They're down there experiencing life as it is. They are connected to the roots of their community and their family, their human family, and they are there experiencing it as they are so that they can better say what needs to be added or removed or altered in some way. Their family, and they're living with the family, whereas these other ones separate themselves out from the family and then are very much scripted. So it sounded like they were talking about one of their copycats, and they're saying that she will decompose if she's not able to harvest energy. So this could be the beginning of the zombie apocalypse that the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention have listed on their website. This is why these people need to gain the light of humanity. They need people who are of Christed light to come in with them, to contract with them, to be loyal to them, because they need your light in order to stop themselves from rotting, from decomposing. They got to feed on your life force in order to keep their body that doesn't have a chakra system from decomposing. So they're trying to recruit light-bearing beings to move against this actual royal family who is here to help them so that they can harvest that energy once more and then dress up their chosen ones so that they can continue with this script and continue siphoning the wealth out of the people while gaining their applause, their freaking devotion. So, and I think that this is why this world right now is hypersexual, is because, and so lustful, is because it's a vampiric feeding fest. These people are actually dead. We're surrounded by billions of dead people that are needing to feed sexually and through the suffering of others. They deplete their lovers. They convince the mind-wiped original is a copycat trying to hurt them. So they get with the copycat, and then the copycat harvests the energy of the original, and then they use the energy of the original to do magic against the actual partner that was supposed to be with the original. And then they accuse the original of being the copycat and accuse them of doing magic upon them. And then they try to get this masculine to then punish the original who is being framed as a copycat. And then when they think that they've got her good and effed up, they get rid of the masculine also. So, there she is, one of these masculines stated, and it sounded like a female said, "Morgue want a dick." So it sounds like the dead want a dick. They worship that phallus, that energy harvesting wand. Now, morgue want a dick. The dead want a dick. That's what they plug in with and then charge up with. That's how they get their life force, their food, their sustenance. So, morgue want a dick. Somebody's dead and they want this dick so that they can go have intimate relations and draw, put in their death energy and draw out your life energy. That's why they like the gang RAPs. They don't care if you survived or not. They want to take out every single thing. They want to download all of their nastiness and take out all of your goodness. That's why, many victims die sometimes because they just can't take the... So that is wild. Morgue went a dick. So a masculine said he pays $15 a month toward a mission, whatever that is. Another masculine is saying they can't do anything about it. They desperately want to keep these two golden royals apart. If their golden light force vitality comes together, these abusers are certainly done. They're very worried about those two energies coming together. It will be so freaking obvious because it will be felt all over the planet when they unite in their royal golden love energy. They're saying that she is dignified and they want to substitute her. They don't want this masculine mating with his original organic seer connected to God with the rainbow covenant. They don't want this rainbow covenant to be blessed by this magnificent union of love. She's dignified. They want to substitute her. They are who she says they are. They have no idea what's going to happen to them. So I don't know what that means. These ones are working overtime to put a copycat with this masculine and to dnap the true magistrate and then harvest her, erasing her memory, giving her amnesia, and dressing up the copycat in those memories and that energy. They want to harvest the real magistrate from the shadows of suffering for an eternity. They want to take their vengeance out on her for surviving and for making it this far. There's talk about a Roman. Now, those Romans, thought they were so darn pretty. They were always making sculptures of themselves and their fine features. Somebody off in the distance said, a female voice sounded like, "Be nice, boys." Now, something is a capital offense. What they're planning here, keeping these two authentic royal beings apart, is a capital offense. I was having all kinds of visions of what could be done to these people. And I will just chalk it up to God to determine whether or not those were good solutions. That's the message, and I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.